My friend, my name's Gary McGowan. I'm going to be your host, your guide through Realm. And I'm reading all the comments here. I got the comments on the side. I love that everyone's posting, saying where they're from. Hey, this is a safe place. I see lots of comments here. People saying, yeah, I'm still using Stratus and I don't want to move to Realm. It's okay. No judgment, judgment-free zone, safe place. Let us know where you are watching from. And of course, if there's any comments or you have questions, I'm going to do my best to answer them as we go. But I know I probably may not get to all the questions or comments throughout today's webinar. I will circle back to them once the webinar's offline, and I'll go and comment and help everybody out here. We've got about 90, 100 people online at the moment. I know there's close to 300 people registered. So thank you. I am incredibly honored that many people have registered. And it also tells me that there's a lot of people perhaps a little nervous or a little shaken about the whole Realm thing. And don't worry, we got you. We're gonna dive into it today, and I'm gonna show you a number of different things and kind of some of the things that I love with it. And I'm sure, like many of you, we are never the smartest person in the room, but we want to surround ourselves with lots of smart people. And that's what we're doing today. The reason I'm here today, then the reason I believe we're all here today, is that we're all struggling with all the changes in our industry, whether it's, TRREB or, heaven forbid, benefits. We won't go down that road, but I'm going to talk to you today about the benefit of using Realm and kind of hopefully put at ease. And my goal for this webinar also is the fact that I want you to, even though we've just got an hour together, I want this hour to be such tremendous value that you feel confident and you can dive into it, especially when we're sitting there in front of our clients and our clients are asking us a question. That's kind of maybe when we feel less confident or we need that extra support. Well, we've got you today, and we're going to walk you through a number of different things. And I'm going to show you the desktop version, and I'm going to show you, we'll spend a couple of minutes on the mobile version, and just know that what you can do on one, you can do on the other, and vice versa. It's really, really versatile and mobile that way. And in fact, Realm, they would say we are mobile first, which is a good thing, And I see questions up here. So yeah, keep answering your questions. And I'm going to talk to as many and cover as many as I possibly can, knowing that we've just got just about an hour together. So how did we get here? Why are we doing this? And why is Realm changing? And I see lots of comments, and even my good friend Kirby's still using Stratus. Kirby, I don't know why. I kid. Why is Stratus changing? Well, because of users like us, people like us, other realtors have asked for additional changes, have asked for more things. And quite frankly, Stratus is at its capacity. I often kind of use this analogy when I'm talking to my colleagues and my friends about Realm and why we're moving. Who knows or who can say what I got in my hand here? This is an iPhone 4, which came out about 12 years ago. And I got to tell you, my friends, when this came out, when I got my hands on my first smartphone, we'll call it, I had Blackberries before, but when I got my hands on this, it was at that time the most sophisticated technological device I have ever owned. And maybe you're like me. It was outstanding. The things you could do with it, I could instantly chat with my clients, pull up information. I now no longer needed to retain information up here because this thing's getting full too. I had the World Wide Web in my hands, and yes, I had it all here. So if this was so good, why, I ask, why would Apple 12 years later come out with an iPhone 15 Pro Max 100 times better? Well, because this was so good. In fact, I have two of them. It was so good. They upgraded the software to as much as they possibly could to fit in this tiny little device to where they no longer could upgrade that software. They had to launch more and more reiterations of the iPhone. And now we have the new iPhone 15. And I got to tell you, I'm not even using it to the capacity. And there's so many more things. See, that's like Stratus and Realm. Realm is on a completely different platform. It has so much scalability and room to grow. That's one of the major reasons we needed to move platforms, move things. And you might say, well, Gare, Stratus, I just like it and it works. Can't they make it look the same? Well, there's things on Stratus that do work. They do work great. So why change it? Well, change is inevitable, whether we like it or not, and we do need to move on from it. And again, my goal here today is that you feel confident in doing it. Yes. I see your comment there, Stuart. Yeah, they bombarded us all these changes all at the same time, and you could call it poor timing or just luck of the draw, or just think about it in this perspective. In a year from now, it'll all be behind us, and we'll all be in our businesses doing our thing. So, a little bit about me. I've been in the industry for 12. I think this is my 12th year in the industry. I've been at one brokerage, and during that time, I've had a tremendous amount of opportunities at that brokerage. And one of those opportunities has been able to launch my own location, be a general manager of 10 different offices. And I've hosted many podcasts and interviewed and hosted panels right across the country. In fact, North America as well. Talked to thousands and thousands, interviewed thousands of agents and top producing agents. And listen to me carefully here, my friends, as we just about to jump into Realm, I might ask you, what makes a top producer a great realtor different? Why are they different? What are they doing differently? And you might say it's their willingness and their sheer determination, never give up, their grit, all of those things. I say, yeah, you're right, all of those things. But one of the things I feel that doesn't get talked about enough, or the spotlight on enough, is all those realtors are all great entrepreneurs, which we all are, right? We're all business owners. They are all early adopters. And you might say, Gare, we're a month and a bit away. That is not an early adopter. Trust me. You master it today, and now you have the next 6 or so weeks to master Realm. We all know people that, yes, Ian Walterhouse, I got you. Missing my brother from Stouffville, I got you. We all know people that won't jump into Realm until the day or 2 or 3 after, and they'll be behind the 8 ball. My friends, let's be that early adopter. Let's jump into it and use it to our benefit. And it has some amazing benefits. And here's what we're going to talk about today, my friends. It's very fast. The mobile version is incredibly fast. It works anywhere in the world. If any of you know me, you know that I was in Qatar over a year ago now for the World Cup. And I thought to myself, I wonder if Realm works there. Fired it open on my iPhone. Yes, all the Apple references. I saw that post earlier on my smartphone. And wouldn't you know it, it works like a charm. You might say that's a good thing or a bad thing. When I'm on holiday, I want to be on holiday, but it works anywhere. And it worked just like I was here in the excuse me, GTA area. All the information for your listing, for a listing, is all on one page. There's no jumping into other browsers or other apps to get the information, everything from Geo Warehouse, the land registry info. It's all there. MPAC information, it's all there. You can order some of that MPAC info and the surveys and things like that. It's all there, as well as a number of different things. What I like about it too, it has land registry info or Geo Warehouse information on every single property, not only on TRREB, but in the entire province of Ontario. That's a good thing. So if a property hasn't been listed, I'll show you how to click on that individual property or search it by address, and you'll get all of that information from GeoWarehouse. Is exceptional from that perspective. Search features are phenomenal. And I know a lot of you, from reading the comments on the different Facebook groups, you get a little confused, or sometimes I've seen comments, the search is too much. I don't know how to narrow it down to what I like. I'll show you how to use that both on the app and on the desktop version. And it's very customizable to how you want it to look as well. One of the things, and if you know me, and I know there's a few of you out there, the Sandras of the world, that love market stats. And don't worry, the stats aren't different. Trust me. We can still go on to TRREB market stats and we'll pull all of those stats. However, there is kind of a live stat feed that I'm going to show you how to use. And many, many realtors that I've talked to in the past, they shy away from stats because perhaps they're not comfortable not only in analyzing or understanding them, but sometimes more importantly, how to retrieve them or how to look them up. I'm going to show you how to do that today. It's pretty simple, and there's a couple of different ways to do it, and we're going to look at all the different ways that I know of. It also has something called map layers and school zones, heat maps, parcels, everything like that, meaning we can put on a school zone map. So I don't know about you, but I've been on showings where I'm taking a young family to go see a few different properties, and there is a lot of information in this little noggin of mine. However, some of the info doesn't stick or doesn't stay with me. Like, hey, if we bought this house, what school did the children go to? I don't have that information up here, but I do on my Realm app. I can show you exactly how to pull that info with just a click of a button. It's all there. It's all there. Yes. What else do we have? Heat maps. So what areas are selling faster than other areas? And I'll show you how to do that real fast. And of course, notifications. We can get some real-time notifications for our clients jumping into the system and looking at properties, but it doesn't have all of that detailed information that we crave. So as an example, if I have a client jump in and look at a property, it's on me to follow up with that client. I'm going to show you something at the end here. A way that we can follow up with that client instantaneously when they're looking at different properties. Okay. So I've talked a lot, and we are going to look at all those things I just talked about. So lots of comments here. I love it. Thank you for those comments. Keep them coming in. And I know a few of the comments, like how do we search up properties? How do we customize the maps? We're going to look at all that. And yes, let's go right into Realm. So I'm already logged in. However, this is what I should show you first. Here is the login address. So take a snapshot of that. I rarely, and I think if I log into the system 100 times, maybe once I go through TRREB, I go directly to this login that you see on the screen right here, and that'll take you to this site right over here. And you might say, well, Garrett, how do I enter my username? I don't know what that is, or my password. Here's the thing. This is the same dashboard or website that you will use as well as your clients. You can send it to the same location. And if I enter in my TRREB ID, you can see that it'll start to populate the information. Oops, if I enter the correct one, now I can enter my PIN number and my authenticator password, and that's how I log directly into Realm. So without doing that at the moment, here's where it takes you. And my dashboard will look a little bit different or a lot different than everyone else's. In fact, everyone's dashboard will look entirely different to the next person. And I'm going to highlight a few things here in the dashboard, and then we'll dig into, say, the listings and how to search things as such. Okay, moving left to right along the top. And just like any website, if you click on the logo, that's going to bring you back to this homepage or this dashboard. And the next option here is the search. We actually have 3 or 4 ways to search properties and information on this screen, and I'll go through those in just a moment. Of course, it brings us to the right-hand side. Contacts, that's self-explanatory. We'll dig into that real quick, but not very long. Documents, we can upload documents to the system and send them to our clients this way. We have a chat feature where we can chat with our clients through here, as well as our colleagues as well. And then it'll show up in the Realm app, whether they're on the mobile device or using the desktop. Notifications icon, that's self-explanatory. Our home button, so if we're looking at a listing and we want to go home, or we're on one of the sub pages, we click that home button, it's going to come back to here. The dice. You might look at this and where's all those links that I'm familiar with on Stratus? And they are all here, and you can search. If you don't want to scroll through it, you can search what you're looking for right at the top right here. So this search button will only search these links. And we've got everything from the sold stats, as I explained, as well as the land registry information. So that'll jump right into Realm and so forth. Or sorry, here's the GeoWares, which will jump into Realm. This will stay on our site here, the land registry information. Here's our add edit feature, all of that. So I'm not going to dive too deep into that. You can go through that on your own time, but that's where I find all that information. Of course, should highlight the help function. So this does have a great help resource. There's video tutorials, which yours truly have recorded. I believe I've recorded over 40, approximately 45 videos. They're all ranging from 2 minutes to 5 minutes in length, showing you everything, how to edit your profile, to how to import and send listings and all sorts of stuff. So that's what we have there. I see some questions coming in here. Yeah, listing carts. I am definitely, carts is now considered lists, and I love myself a good list. I create lists for lots of things. The top right-hand corner, if you have not already done this, you will want to do this, and it'll show up later why you want to do this. Click on your profile. That's my image. If you've never updated or uploaded your photo, it'll have your initials on it, and go into edit profile. And please update all the information here. Of course, you're going to verify that this is the correct brokerage address and the information there is correct. Update your socials there, because when you send out a listing to your clients, this information, what I love about Realm, my friends, what I absolutely love about Realm is they allow you to brand it. So when I send a listing that my client may be interested in, it'll have my branding on it and only my contact information, because they are your client. They are my client, right? And that's how we're able to do that. So please do yourself a favor and edit your profile. On the left-hand side here, you can add some personalization to how you want to interact with your clients through the pre-populated emails. So we won't dig deep into that. My market areas, so I'll show you that in a second. This is similar on Stratus, where we can have some market areas appear on our dashboard that we keep track of. This is where you edit and add those. Notifications is a big one, so we can have real-time notifications come to us via the app or through email. And you can go through here, and there's a few things that I want to know in real time, like if a client shared a property, if a client has added a listing to a specific list. So go through that, and some of those you'll want in real time. In my preference, I do. Others, I don't want to know about it. It's just too much noise. So you can really customize it, or you can set them all at one thing and do the same thing. So take time to go through that. And that, of course, is under edit profile, notifications, and so forth. So let's go back to our homepage and let's look at a few things here. And excuse me. And I'll show you what I'm looking at from my perspective. Okay, on the left-hand side is some market stats. And as I hover my mouse over this, you can see that number's changing. And what it's doing is giving me the sales per week. For instance, in New Market for October 14th, we had 34 sales. So that is a great quick glance. I can't export this information, but I'll show you how to get to this type of information in just a few moments. And the system will learn where you're browsing the most, and it'll start to populate right here. So if you logged in for the first time, it might have Toronto in there and some of the other local markets as well. In the middle of the page, I'm going to skip the search. We're going to come back to that. These are the recent listings that I've looked at. So I find this handy. If I just looked at a listing, log back out, jump back in, those listings will appear right there. I can hit the see all button and it'll bring up all the previous listings that I have previously looked at. Of course, right below that, we have the recent searches. So meaning the saved searches. There was a message the other day. Does the system save any and all searches that we do? No, it doesn't. The only searches that it does save is your saved searches. So I have a few in here that I like to keep track of, really for my own sake. Lists, I have lots of different lists. So lists we'll talk about briefly in a second. I like creating lists for my CMAs. I like creating lists for specific clients, and you can send that and keep track of that as well. Land registry information. So this is some of the information that I've looked up recently. And that is where that gets saved as well. Will we get a recording is a question. Yes, you will get a recording of this webinar. Absolutely. Thank you for that question. Tamara, hi, Gary. Thanks for doing this. You're welcome, Tamara. Nice to hear from you. On the right-hand side, market stats. Well, that's my market areas. Well, you can see that I have a handful of listings being populated here. And if I wanted to go click on view all, it's pretty self-explanatory. I would go and do that, and the system will bring up the search feature, the function, and pull up those listings there. So they're kind of scattered about. I got one way up north here, and my screen's actually covering the other couple of listings down there. So that's kind of helpful as well. Now, if I go back into our homepage, let's look up, hang on, I'm on the wrong screen here. There we go. If I go back into the homepage, let's look at how do we search properties, because I see 3 or 4 different ways to click search. And what do? Here's the thing. If I know if I know the address, the MLS number, or I want to search up the individual PIN, if I even know the PIN number, and if I just want to search up a land registry information, I'm going to use that top left-hand search. And if I click on it, it actually gives me some prompting of what I can do. And I'm actually just going to start typing in one of our listing IDs. And you'll see once I get some of it put in here, it'll start populating all of those listings. As soon as I get, I think it's that, was that 4 numbers in there? It'll start populating listings that are matching that criteria there. Oops, I got 129s. And it'll bring that all in for me. Click that, and it'll take me right to that listing. So that's if I know the exact number of the listing. While we're on here, let's look at a few things. This is the Realm format. First, self-explanatory. We got our address at the very top, and on the right-hand side, we have our pricing, taxes, and MLS number is located on the right-hand side. Of course, this gives me some detailed information about the property, the listing agents, of course, the images. If I were to click on that, it would bring up all the images. Any attachments will, will be here. And any of the links associated with this listing. If I want to go right into Geo Warehouse, I can do that here. If I need directions to this listing, I would click on that, obviously. Property line store, all the things that we've become accustomed to in Stratus. Description of the property, listing information. Here's our list price. Here's the original list price, contract date, so on. Co-op commission you'll find on the right-hand side, and all that other detailed information about the individual property you'll see as I scroll down. Now, I often find myself looking quickly at the property, then I want to read the brokerage remarks, and I have to scroll down for that. My little the little helper for me is if I hit this map here for map and transit, I've gone too far. I know it's just above here, and that's the brokerage comments. Here's the thing I really love in Realm is it provides the property history. Now, this property, as we can see here, has just been listed a couple of days ago, and the previous transfer or sale was back in 2007. We'll look at another listing where there's a better example, and if there has been other listings on this property, or the other property, or this property has sold a handful of times over the last 30 or 40 years, all of that information will show up here. How cool is that? As well as, all I need to do is click this MLS number. If this was a previous listing, it would take me to that MLS listing, which is absolutely great. You can see your land registry information here, as well as some of the additional options that we can purchase, plans and surveys, your impact information. This is all on the same, all on the same page, your assessment value, and of course, who the listing is contracted with, our good friends Dolores Trentadue and Sonia Torres. Similar listings and demographics. You might say, Gare, that's great. It's so long, or there's so much information here, or I'm just more comfortable looking at a Stratus listing. My friends, we got you. We got you. The very top, we can do this. Click on this little gear icon, and you can change your view to broker full sheet. And now give the system a second there. We have it. Now, does this look familiar? This does look familiar. This is quite... That, my friends, has helped a lot of people out. I've actually come accustomed to the Realm listing. I like seeing it, but you still have all of that additional information underneath. So if that's your preference, go to it. Hit that gear icon, and you will be looking at listings the old Stratus way, or your favorite way. And the system is customizable, and they made this change because people were asking for this. So the more things that we ask for, they are watching and listening. They are adapt to making changes, and they want to serve us, the realtors, as best they possibly can. So let's go back to our dashboard, and we'll look at a couple of other ways to search properties. Yeah, all the Stratus users just cheered. That's right, Sean. Excellent. Excellent. Maybe my work here is done. I don't know. There we go. So that is a good way. And I'll show you this in the same way. We can print. I have it here. I can print. Here we have print that same format right from that same listing. So we can make that happen. I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay. Let's move over to the quick search. And what is that for? This is for, yes, Fred, I got you. I see you. Can you print that page? Yes, you can. As I just showed you, Sabrina, absolutely we can. I need to find out, Laura, if that can be the default setup. I don't know that answer, but if it's not, we'll request it. How's that sound? Okay, quick search. We can search right now. If I got my memory working properly, we can search for properties. We have to go area, community, and I'm saying it backwards now. I can't even recall. We can search. I don't need to search, as an example, York region, Markham, Bursey. I can go right into here and just start typing Bursey, and it'll take me right. And I can add more should I choose. It'll take me right into that community right there. And all I did was click that search button once I knew it. So it'll always default to, at the top here, you'll see the location is Bursey. I'm looking for properties that are currently for sale. Okay. And it always will default to freehold, and the rest would be self-explanatory. Now let's go back a page. Let's go back to this segment here. This is all self-explanatory. You can set it up even before you get there to change it, freehold, detached, and so on. How do we search solds? Can't figure it out. We got you. I'll show you that in just a second. Really, really easy to do. I can change it by price and so forth. Well, let's say I just want to go to the map. I don't want to put any of this information in here. I want to go right to it, and I want to just go to the map. I can do one of two ways. I can click this search button or this search button, and it'll go right to the map view, and it'll remember a couple of things. If I do that, it'll zoom out on Toronto, and the system will only pull, I should rephrase that. The system will only show 10,000 properties at a time. However, we know there's a lot more listings on the Toronto Real Estate Board than 10,000. Here's how I know. I'm going to click on more filters. And at the bottom, and anytime we do any sort of search criteria, I can click this explain button and it'll tell me what's going on the Toronto Real Estate Board in this current time. Right now, there's 54,000 properties listed on the board. For sale or for lease, you can see 28,000, and freehold, there's 15,756. Just like that. Can you show how to search one-bedroom condos with a den? I can get into that a little bit. Now, if I make some changes on here, if I go into location and I skip the area, municipality, and community, and I go into Mersey, again, which is a community in Markham, it'll zoom into that. And now if I hit explain, it gives me the information. It's still 54,000 listings. Community of Mersey currently has 11 freehold properties, which is, for some, we don't need to know that. For others, we want to know that because perhaps I put some other information here like condo and so forth. That's good information to have. Now, what if, and there was a question here, how do we view solds? I'm going to click anytime, whether I have Mersey here or not, I'm going to click that for sale, and I'm going to click it to unavailable, and I actually want to uncheck available. And you'll see in just a moment here that we'll have some more criteria to pull up. And now all of those properties are coming up. Now we need to set a date range, and I like doing that sold date range right on here. There is a way to do that up here, right? When I clicked on for sale, unavailable, you can include listings dating way back to 1994. It has been brought up in Realm's attention that we require our data dating back to 1988. So they are definitely working on that. And what I like to do is actually just put my date and time in here. And I'm just going to go back to say, let's go back to October just to make sure we pull some listings up here. Click on October 1st. And now we're seeing listings, 36 homes that have sold in that area since October 1st. And again, if I clicked explain, it would give me that info right there, which is quite handy as well. Excellent. Is there a button on the map that allows you to see the Toronto community boundaries? That's a good question. I think there is, but let me circle back to that. So I'm currently looking at for sale and of properties in Mersey. Now, what happens if I click done? I'm going to show everybody a few things in here, then we'll look at the map features in just a second. A lot of you, okay, so what you need to know about me, Gary, I am incredibly visual. I'm a visual learner. That's probably why I liked Realm so much at the beginning. And I know a lot of you aren't. A lot of you are the other way. You want to see just the info almost in that Excel format, and we got you. So here's what I want you to do. If that's you, I want you to click on the layout in anytime you're in the map view, and you can change the layout here, whether you want to see it map above the listings, you can do that there. Maybe you want to see it in a table format, you can do that. So that's how you would get to a table format, just like we do on TRREB Stratus. And of course, we can sort these columns and customize the columns to however we want it, and have that set up that way. So that layout view is a gold mine for some, because you like to change the way that you view the property. So that's how you would do that. I'm going to keep it on the consumer side just for the sake of the learning environment here. Really easy to delete or remove any search criteria that you have. You can hit the clear button right here, and it'll always default back. It'll change and take away any map features that you have, as well as, or the borders, the communities, the for sale price. It'll delete all your search criteria. That's a better way to say it. And now I can move that map around. I'm just grabbing it, moving around. Those listings are coming up, and that's how I would do that. Okay, well, just a second, we'll get into the map layers. Okay. Map layers. First of all, the map, just like any other map, you can zoom in with the plus and minus button here. I can draw different shapes on the map if I just want to do that. I'm going to come back to that when we look at some stats in just a moment. I got the measurement tool. The map layers is phenomenal. I'm going to come back to that because I can show my current location. So if I click that, it would pinpoint me in my current location, which is handy if you're out on showings and you want to bring up the app. You can do that on the phone as well. You click it, allow the app to know where you are, and it'll pinpoint where you are and show the listings locally. You can also jump to a location. So if I click that, if I wanted to jump to a location anywhere in Toronto, anywhere, you type in the address, the map will move there. So the jump to location is a relatively newer enhancement. I think it came out maybe a month ago. Let me show you the map layers. So this one is important. When you see it's highlighted, so parcel fabric is highlighted here. You see it just went black on schools. That means that's the school. And I'm going to highlight the parcel fabric, meaning I can view, if I zoom in, if I keep clicking in, and as I get closer, you'll see the property lines appear. There they are there, which means, oh, I went too fast, which means I can click on any one of these lots or properties or boundaries, and I can see the current ownership status of that property. That, my friends, is a game changer within Realm. Or if you're out on the road and you want to use the app, you can do the exact same thing in the app, which is outstanding. Let me zoom out a little bit. Sometimes I like turning that off and I don't want any map layers. So I just uncheck it. And now I don't have any map layers selected. Let's look at the schools and I'll show you how to navigate, get the information for the schools. So you do have to zoom out a little bit for the schools to populate. And there should be coming up here ever so. Okay, so now we've got the schools coming in. I think they should be. Schools, here we go. So we can search for public, Catholic. I can search for elementary, and it wasn't coming up. This is important. It wasn't coming up because I didn't have any grade levels selected. So I'm going to select all the schools there. And in a second, they should all start to appear for me. And now you can see the blue balloon here. To all our balloon realtor friends, you know who you are. You can click on that balloon. Excuse me, let me close that. If I click on that balloon there, it'll give me the information of that school territory. And well, it normally does. So sometimes not everything works. There we go. There we go. So Donald Cousins Public School and then in the north part and now the John McCrae Public School. If you lived in those boundaries, your child would go to that school. And I could do the same thing to Markham High, which is down on just off of Markham Road. And it would do the exact same thing. So that's very beneficial, especially as you're educating your clients or a client says, I only want to look at homes here. And we've had that happen. And I would love the system to be able to create a map or a search criteria based on that. But here's what I need to do. If I want to search only this area, because I want my child or the client wants the child to only go to John McCrae Public School, I would draw my own map here and just create it as such, just around there. You get the idea. It's a router entry map. And now I can create a search criteria or a search map just on that. And I would do that, excuse me, by clicking our top blue button here. And I'm going to add to list those properties there, as well as I can save this for a later date, which is absolutely outstanding and really, really, really helpful. Excuse me, I said that wrong. I'm going to click on the blue search button and hit save search, which means however I have this search happening over here in my search criteria, in this shape that I created, it will save that property there, and I can set that up for an email drip to my clients. So that's really, really beneficial. Good stuff. So let's clear all that. And let's close the schools and go into map layers. And I want to we can look at the average sale price map layer. And what's happening here is, if I zoom out a little bit, this will give me information on what properties or what areas and how they're selling. You can see the redder the area, the hotter that the increase has been. The average sale price, the information you can see below for year over year. I can change this map layer to your growth. What I like is the turnover rates. So we know many realtors that want to set up new farms or a farm area. And then we come back to them a couple of years later. Hey, how'd that farm area go in Bursey, as an example? And they may say to you, well, it's not that great. Haven't been able to get into that area. Well, here's one way to figure out if there's actually property selling in that area, because what I see here in the Bursey area, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that turnover rate. I zoomed in too much. Hang on. Let me zoom out a bit. Bursey is right in here. There's too many listings coming up. You can see a turnover rate of 1.98%. That's what I'm looking at right here, which tells me that's not a lot of properties. So there's 48 properties that sold in the last year. But if there's already a lot of realtors farming that area, you're giving yourself a harder time to farm there. I want to look at an area that has a higher turnover rate, meaning more properties are selling. So this is a great tool to use if you're researching different areas. I want to give myself the best opportunity to have that information so I can better my business. Okay, let's turn off the map layers. And there was a question about communities or municipalities. And yes, I can look at the community outline here, and you can see now that that's over, and map layer over the consistent map. So if I zoom out, we're looking at Markham all the time. I can change this to anywhere we want to go. So perhaps we're over in Thornhill area, wherever you want to be. And now you have that information there. So how do we look at previous years? You can change that slider. So let me just go back to map layer, turnover rate, give the system a minute to update for us, because I'm doing a few things here. And this turnover rate, I believe I can edit by clicking that gear icon at the bottom right-hand corner. And now I can change the year. It looks like we can go back to 2012, Laura. So that's helpful. There we go. Yes, Andre, I believe it's only year to date. We can look at some of that info. That you could pull that info, but it would take quite a bit of homework for you to do without having that map layer available. Good stuff. And you can do the same thing with the average sale price and the growth and so forth. You can have that on. Excellent. Okay, where should we go next? Let's talk a little bit. How much time we got? Yeah, let's talk a little bit about our stats. And as we circle back, you will need a glass of water. You'll recall that we've got some stats here on the left-hand side. However, I need some more information than that, because I need to send my client some information about stats. If I click on our dice at the top right-hand corner, we have our sold stats, which we're very familiar with through TRREB Stratus. And I can select a municipality here. And in fact, if I put in Markham as an example, that's information we're all accustomed to, right? We've all seen this, and it's the exact same thing info that we have here on on Realm. However, there's another great way to look at stats, and I love it. So I'm going to go back to our map feature, and let me zoom into, I'm going to zoom right into Markham as an example. We'll use Markham for our testing here. Markham. And I just clicked on mark them. I could add more if I chose. And I'm looking at, again, it defaults for me for sale, all freehold homes. And I'm going to change this to detached just to add a little clarity to it. And I have a few things in here. I can hit market insights, and I'll circle back to that. I'm going to hit analytics and give the system a moment. And now it's giving me information on the listings total dating back the last 6 months for the entire city of Markham. I can change this. And if I want to look at sales, which I know a lot of us do, I can change that. And now I'm looking at total sales by the week in Markham. And perhaps I just wanted to look at the last month. And now I'm looking at the number of, an error occurred. How awesome is that? So let's go back there. This is exactly what we want to see when we're doing a live webinar. But it's all good, my friends. It's all good. It's all good. So we're going to go back into our location, municipality being Markham. Markham. And we're going to go back over into, oh, I clicked on detached previously, didn't I? Freehold, detached. And I had analytics here. And you can see the date ranges. It'll actually go all the way back if you wanted to. When you do click the max, give it some time because it's pulling in a lot of data for us for that information. And we can look at medium days on market, which is good if you're educating your buyers or sellers. You can follow that along here. And of course, that's gonna increase as we go over the Christmas or the winter holidays there. And what if I wanted some more info? So perhaps I'm going to also look at Markham, and I'm going to add a community here of, let's stick with Bursey. So I'm going to add Bursey to our information, and you'll see our map update in just a second. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to click our analytics one more time. And now you'll see I've got information for Markham. And of course, you can see I have information for Bursey. So you can add multiple communities or neighborhoods in there as well. And that is also really, really good because as I said, a lot of us don't know how to pull the stats, and this is the system doing it for us. And if we wanted to, we could change this into, a 5-year term. Give it a moment because it's got to pull all that information in. There it is. I'm going to cross my fingers. I shouldn't do this, but let's do max. Give it a moment, and it'll pull all that information for the last 30 or so years. How do we get that information, Joe? They are working on a way for us to export this information. Right now, I would do a screen capture, or quite frankly, what I tend to do is use this information, Lord, to print them. We can't print them just yet the way that we would love to. I pull this up, and if I have a client that has that analytical mindset, I pull it up and I show them the live stats. So that's what I want you guys to be able to do as well. It's pulling in a lot of information here. And if I gave it more time, we could go all the way back. Now I said, well, let's clear all this. I said, well, what if we had a custom shape? And a lot of us do use custom shapes. Because we have clients looking in specific areas, or we're keeping track of a specific area. I know there's an area in Newmarket that has a lot of rentals as well as owner-occupied homes, and I want to eliminate that area of rentals. I'll show you what that we were looking at analytics. I'll show you what the market insights does for us in just a second. So if I need to create a custom shape on here, let me click that again. And this could be any shape. We'll just make any shape we want. That's a great shape, Gare. Anyways, you get the idea. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, if I click analytics, it's going to give me the analytics for this custom shape. Now, give it some time because it's pulling in some that information here. And I can see what the total of sales were for that custom shape. Remember, we can save our custom shapes, and it's really, really, really good. So let's clear that. Sure, Joe. Analytics button that provides us with the analytics of the area. Now, if I click on the market insights, it's going to pull up another feed for us, which is pulling some information. And this is good as well. It kind of gives us that broad view approach as well. It does take a little longer for it to load. So I'm going to come back to that. That is really, really beneficial. Oh, I got logged out of that page. So let's go over here. Kirby, we're all picking on the patch. You know the area, Newmarket. I've owned there and I've done very well there. It's all good. It's all good. It's going to take a little while for that to open up. So I should have done that in another window. Let's see if I can do this. Duplicate window. I love having multiple windows, multiple Realm windows open. Will you show us how to set up a prospect search? Yeah, sure. We can do that in just a moment here. Okay. So prospects, that means we have clients. So let's talk about who we're working with on our clients' perspective. And this app is, we are able to send properties to our clients really, really quickly. And like I said, it becomes branded to you. So if I'm clicking here on a listing and I know that my client loves this listing, or this could be a great opportunity for my client, I can do a couple of things here. I can save this with a little heart, and that means it goes into my liked properties. I can suggest this listing to a client. So if I click that, it brings up my client. So I have a whole bunch of test clients in here. I can send this to Billy, or I can send this to Billy Buyer. And when he logs in, he's going to get a notification, or if we have the notification set up in real time, that notification will be sent to Billy, which is really, really handy. If I click on our blue arrow button or our send button, I'm going to show you a few things here. And while we were on it earlier, we talked about printing. And printing to one page in Realm can be confusing. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to hit that print and I'm going to change this. And it always defaults for me on broker full sheet. It may for you be on broker full, which means if you try and print that, you're going to get 3 or 4 pages. So if you change this to broker full sheet, you'll get this listing sheet as we talked about earlier. Once I hit print here, and it'll send all that information to my printer, and I just have to hit OK and go. Great question, Chris, as we're just waiting for this. Will we still use Clarity Authenticator? My understanding is no, that'll all be upgraded to the new system. I think it's a text-back system. I could be wrong with that. So there's the printing, of course, change this to color however you want to get it printed. Now back to our blue button on our listing. We can email it. We can add it to a list. If this was my listing, I could edit it. And the other important thing here is we can look at the history of this particular listing, which is really, really important because sometimes we like to see when things were changed on the listing. So if I scroll down to the bottom here, it'll give me that information. Now this listing, terrible example on this one, but this was just listed yesterday or a couple of days ago, I should say. So if this had some updates to it, we would see all of those updates right here. If I clicked on, again, blue arrow button and click history. Email, very straightforward. I'm going to click that email button and I can send this to someone that's already in my contacts, or a brand new client that I don't have in my contacts yet, or any email address as it were. At this moment, and I know they're working on changing this. This is not a Realm decision. This is a TRREB decision. There are times when we need to email the full broker listing, like to our mortgage broker and to our lawyer and so forth. At this moment, you can't. That's a TRREB, so don't harp on Realm. That's a TRREB decision. Right now, what I do is I will print the full broker listing as a PDF, save it, and then email it. That's how we do that now. So let's flip back here, and that my friends, is when we do email it, and I'll show you what it looks like on my phone in just a second. It's absolutely fantastic. What's the purpose of adding to a list? Good question, Carmen. So when creating, we all do things differently. Personally, when I create a CMA, I will go create the comparables in a list, and then I can import that list into my CMA, or I can download those comparables all in a list. And I use lists for many, many different reasons. Perhaps I'm doing research on investment properties. It could be anything, but that is a great way. CMAs is a great way to do lists. Kirby, I want Face ID login. Yes, it's right here, my man. Open up your phone and your Realm app. If you are on iPhone, if you're on Android, I think it uses your thumbprint. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but that's what you can do with that. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Okay, let's back out of here. Let's back out of here. And let's look at, I'm going to show you something really quickly, and then we'll look at the phone in just a second. Let's go to Billy Buyer. And when we create a search, all the searches will appear. You have to assign the search to either yourself or to the client. And in this case, we have searches for Billy Stovall detached, and a few other places. And of course, you can see searches expired just like they would on Stratus. And if I were to click the three dots over here, I can change the settings on it, or I can just click extend. And now that search, if I updated my page, there you go, updated, you can see when it expires now. So that's where all the searches live. The one neat thing that I like about Realm, I don't love. However, we've got a solution for you around that. Is if I look at the history, I can see the properties that Billy Buyer here has looked at, and you can see the timing on it too. So today at 10:30 this morning and so forth, he was looking at some sold properties and new properties. Yes, our clients can look at sold data. I'll show you how to do that on the sold side. And that's important too. Andre, how do you look at your favorites? I'll show you that in just a second. So that's a great way to do it. We can manage Billy here a number of different ways. I won't spend a lot of time on that, but using the history, seeing the history, and getting our clients to buy into the app. I know our clients like using some of the other apps out there because it has all the information. Well, Realm has just about all that information that they're seeking as well. Excuse me. Sue, will we be notified when searches are about to expire? Not necessarily. I haven't found a function for that, because you can see I have things in here that have expired. Maybe they do. Actually, you might get an email saying that they do. You'd have to check that in your notifications under edit profile, if I'm to think off the top of my head. I can create lists for Billy, so I can suggest different properties to Billy over here. I can add Billy to different searches. So what I like to do is save a search for myself and then add clients to it. So we can save a number of different searches. We can save searches for individual clients, but I like saving searches for for myself and then adding my clients to it. They won't see who else is on that search at all, and so forth. We can get into the chats, but I won't click on that and some of the other information there. Okay. So that's how we look at some of the contacts and the contacts history. Can you put solds on a client drip? Andy, that is a TRREB no. At this moment, you cannot. TRREB doesn't want to provide that information. So I say it like that so we can bring it up together in numbers. We can bring it up with to TRREB, just saying we do want that information, because I believe we can still do that on Stratus. So let's get that added, Andy. I like that one. Typically what I do is I set it up by sending me that drip, and then I can forward it on, but no one heard that here. Good. I'm happy. Okay. How do we set up, how do we send clients multiple properties? We can do that, or a drip campaign. We can do that. So if I hit my search, or if I'm just going to use This is always a fun one. Detached homes in this area under 750. There are some. We can set up this campaign right here. Joe, will our existing prospect searches be transferred over on Feb 29th? I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, so I won't say yes. I don't believe they will. We have to recreate them here. And for some, I know that's a lot of work. For others, it's a great way to learn the system. It really is. So look at it from that perspective, Joe. That's the best way to do it. Yeah, manually take it over. Yeah. I can create, and if I click on my blue button here, I can do a number of different things, and I can add to the list, add to likes. And if I want to add a client to it, I can do so all within this function right here. Of course, that's where I would save this. If I had to create something more creative, I can certainly do that as well. And I have some help videos specifically on how to save a search and create that drip campaign for your client. So hit that help file up here and click as we did here, and click the video. Click the video tutorials, and it'll take you right into all the video tutorials that I produced on how to set up your drip campaign. So we just don't have time for that today, but those are good questions. Good questions. See, one of the things that Realm is good at is staying involved with your clients. However, there's a lot of things that I wish it would do, and that's why we've come up with another way to do it. And I'm just going to show you real fast, the mobile app. And I know we're running out of time, but we're going to do it anyways. If you're still here, you're still here. If you got to, appreciate it. But if you still want to see some more, we are definitely going to look at the app itself. So I've got my phone here, and we're going to log into that. It's booted me out, so just give me a second here. And while that comes up, I'm going to try and read questions. And the Realm app is incredibly intuitive. It's as well as when I send a listing through the app, or whether it's on the dashboard, all the branding is segmented to me, which I love. And it's really, really beneficial. So let's look at the app. And this is the home screen. Looks very, very similar to what we were just looking at on the desktop. I'm going to use my mouse so you can see so the green circles my mouse. That big gray button at the bottom, that's just my mouse as well. So you can ignore that. And I'm just scrolling with my thumb. I'm going through. This has my market areas on it. And if I keep scrolling down, it has the market stats, which we saw on the dashboard. And if I just clicked on any listing, just like this is one that we were looking at, all of that same information is there. I will tell you though, it's better to look at the Realm listing information on the mobile device than it is we'll call it the old Stratus way, because the designers can't make it fit on the dashboard here. So that's where you'll just have to get accustomed to learning this system. All that information that you could ever want while you're out on a showing or you're out at the coffee shop, it's all here, all ready for us. Broker remarks, property history. So here's a great example of a property being listed over the years. And if I were to click this, you can see that listing. That was that listing from a number of months ago. And if I wanted, let me just hit back, scroll up to the top. Apologize for moving fast on that one. I click the blue arrow button here. And if I click that share button, I won't do it here, because what'll come up is my messaging apps, all my messaging apps, and everyone that I have sent, or it allows me to send this through messages, whether it's iMessage, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, of course, email. And this is amazing. You just tap, tap, tap. Yeah, I'm going to send this to Billy Buyer, and it shows up on his cell phone, whether you did that through any sort of messaging app, Facebook messaging, WhatsApp, and it's just a link. And let me show you, it appears in my, it appears, there we go. It appears, let me just bring that up. Now you saw all my texting. That's okay. That's all, friends. This is how it appears when I sent this to myself, but if I sent this to a client, it appears just like this to the client. If I were to click on that, it opens up in a web browser. And as you can see, this is why I was so adamant making sure you get yourself branded on it. And now the client has all that information right there, and it is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And that's one of the reasons why I love Realm so much. And it is really, really good. I'm also going to show you how to view sold properties, how your clients can view sold properties. I'm gonna get logged in here on a client dashboard, but that, my friends, is really, really good. Let me get back to the Realm app, and I'm going to show you a hack that you have to do. Otherwise, you will be frustrated. How do I view properties on this? Bottom left-hand corner, that magnifying glass is your friend. Go and click that, and you'll see this is pulling in all the properties. You have all the filters, just as we did on the dashboard right here. And I'm just scrolling through this again with my thumb. I'm going to hit done. I can hit the map feature. And if I zoom in, classic zoom in, just like any other map, if I zoom in here, I can look at all these listings and just give the system a moment. It'll pop up there. There's all my list, or all the listings that are currently on the market, detached homes. And if I zoom in too much, there's one thing that happens. It drives me nuts, and I'm sure it would drive you nuts. The map layer is defaulted to the parcel fabric, which you may recall is the geo warehouse information. And as I'm clicking around on here, if I click on the wrong thing, that geo warehouse information pops up, and I don't necessarily want that all the time. So what you do have to do for the moment is click on map layers, just right here, just as we did on the desktop, and uncheck parcel fabric. Click our X button at the top, zoom out, zoom in. Now those parcels aren't there, or the lot lines aren't there. Your experience will be much better. You will thank yourself for doing that. You do have to do that every time, I'm afraid, but that is a great way to do it. How do you view sold properties on the app? You simply, thanks, Stuart, for checking in. I really appreciate it. How do you view? You hit your filters, and you can see the availability. Just click unavailable. You can do both. I find it's too much to look at. And now I'm looking at, I click done, and there's all the sold properties giving you that sold information. And there you have it. Gives you, if I just scroll down a little bit, excuse me. Oops, back to Realm. I hit the hood IQ. You can see this property was listed at, well, sold for list price. So there you go. All that information's there. And that is how I would do that and navigate around that. Anything you can do on the desktop, you can do on the app. You can view the market stats and everything like that. Lisa, thank you. And everything that you are able to do, you can do on the mobile, whether you're in Qatar or Dominican or wherever you happen to be at your favorite coffee shop. This is what I love. It's rarely that I'm opening. I got to tell you, it's rare that I open up the app on my desktop because I have it on my phone. And we've all been there when a client asks for information and it's late in the evening. You don't want to go get the laptop from wherever you happen to be, and you can just fire up the app on your mobile device, and there you have it. It does work on iPads. I find the experience on my iPhone or the Android much better, and that's just me personally. Okay, last thing, almost like this is what when a client logs in, this is what they look like. This is their experience, and they can click on a property just the same way we could. So they made it the exact same, so we could walk them through. And they have the same search criteria in the top left-hand corner here. They can change their layout, top right-hand corner, and they can send properties back and forth, whether it's to you or to their buying partner, or whomever, to their loved ones, to their family, their dog. It doesn't matter. They can send it. Their dog has text. They can send it. Click on the listing. It'll have the obviously all the client full information, everything excluding the broker information. And if a client wants to see sold properties, they can do this on the app as well. Click on for sale, click on unavailable, uncheck available. I find it's easier to walk them through that way so they don't see all that data, and click OK and give the system a moment. And now you see, Jennifer, I really appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. That's really kind. Now you can see that the sold listings there within the date period that we're pulling. This is for your clients. If this is not a great reason to get on Realm, I don't know what is. And again, Jennifer, thank you. Another Jennifer, Romaine, thank you. I appreciate that. Use this as a great tool for your clients. They have the exact same app on their mobile device, so you can walk them through the exact same thing as your experience, and they can do that right there. And my friends, I did say that there are things that I love. There are things that perhaps I wish would be better. And one of the things here is, as I'm showing you, is our history. And when I click on the history, it gives me when the clients have looked at the property. We can set up notifications for when they do log in. However, one of the big things is a follow-up campaign, and Realm is not a CRM. Realm is a tool that we realtors use to provide amazing service to our clients. And one of the tools that I felt that were lacking was the follow-up system. And that's one of the reasons why we found it incredibly important to have in place for our agents that want a great business, that want to be able to follow up with their clients when they're viewing properties, for have automatic emails go out. So if a client looks at a property 3 or 4 times, what happens? Well, we don't necessarily know that. Wouldn't it be great if there was a system in place that would notify you, contact you right away, as well as your client, and see if there's any questions that your clients may have in mind? And that's why one of the reasons we started Agent Innovation, and there's a number of tools that this will do for you. So wouldn't it be amazing if you could navigate your clients, have your clients show up on an IDX site, and we're going to tell you a little bit about who we are. I appreciate you staying and all the kind words for the Realm presentation. And this is our give back to you in a sense. My business partner, Colin, and I, we've got over 5 decades in the real estate business, have ownership in a couple of different brokerages, close to 500 agents that we support through those offices. And our mission's quite simply here is, if I move my video just slightly out of the way a little bit, is to inspire, empower realtors, teams, brokerages by offering unparalleled support, vision, facilitating them to thrive and achieve in remarkable success. Well, how do we do that? We do that a number of different ways. And one of those ways is going to be a platform that I'm going to share with you in just a second. And in fact, let's do that now. We have a platform that has built-in lead gen tools. You can share with your clients, have your clients jump on the system, have the system interact with them as well. We provide database management, of course, training, consulting, incredible CRM, realtor training, as you know, webinars just like this. So if you thought this webinar was of value and provided insight, we have a tremendous amount of other webinars available as well. And one of the big things we know is a CRM is only as good as the person using it, because we could use Post-it notes. As long as you're using one, it's important. Of course, we have ISA support to support you in your business. And of course, we're here to help you develop your business. And one of the things that I love, if I take my business ownership hat off and talk to you as a realtor, an a la carte admin service, which is really, really insightful, meaning a lot of us don't need to have a full-time admin, yet we find ourselves neck deep in paperwork because maybe we get behind a little bit on our paperwork, submitting offers to our office and so forth, and getting it over to the lawyers. Well, wouldn't it be great if you could just hire an admin from a contract to close scenario? So we have that available to our clients, and it is a really, really great service, because not all of us needs to invest 40 or 50,000 into a min, but for that perspective, that would be a great tool to use. Training, workshops, coaching. This is what I want to talk to you about. Maximize our lead gen efforts. Use your business and spend time talking to clients. And Realm is great. And that's why we've developed AI Connects in order to take that next step. And this is just a dashboard of it. Email marketing. So if you're using MailChimp or any other CRM, see, MailChimp's not a CRM. This is all combined together and it is phenomenal. You can text your clients, email your clients. You can follow up with your clients. And I'm going to show you how you follow up with the listings that they're looking at. We have an AI ad builder. So for those that aren't familiar with building ads, the system will walk you through it and do it for you, which is absolutely great. And let me show you what some of that looks like. The templates are already there. Everything from Google search ads, whether you're on Snapchat, I'm of the generation that's not on Snapchat, believe it or not, to message, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, it's all there. The system will help you and walk you through that. And AI will create ads and help create ads for you. And we can do listing ads and leads and all sorts of stuff. And then what happens with those leads? Well, we have tremendous amount of already built in ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is really a fancy word for landing pages. And there's many in here that we've already pre-built. You can go customize and build your own as well. What happens when someone does sign up? Well, workflows, campaigns. And in fact, you being here is a great example of a workflow or a campaign. You've probably all received the emails over the last couple of days of the reminder, and that's all built on this workflow and AI Connects. And you can go customize your own. We have pre-built ones in here. You can, whether you're creating, what to do when you're buying a property, you've never sold, how to sell a property, you name it, you can build it, and we'll work with you on creating those PDFs as well. As you can build your own websites, blogs, have, of course, IDX feeds as well, as I mentioned, which is an IDX feed. If you're not familiar, it's a realtor website with listings, similar to Realm. And what Realm lacks in the follow-up, this will provide in the follow-up. So we can have a tremendous amount of different websites and landing pages, as I mentioned. And this is all to build your business and stay in connection with your database. Marketing, as I mentioned, email marketing like MailChimp, SMS, two-way messaging back and forth. And it is really, really important that we stay connected on social. Your clients like seeing that, and you can do all that here. Social planners, so you can go load all your social posts early in the week or in the month and have them all sent out from that perspective. You can do that. And there's AI, I should mention, built all into this platform. So if you struggle in creating some content, AI will provide you with some insights on how to do all that. And of course, the most important one, my friends, as we all know, is the follow-up. And in fact, relentless follow-up, because we all know if you're not talking to your clients, somebody else is. And what I love is I can track this is from our IDX websites, and we can track the number of times somebody's viewed a listing. If they've seen a listing 10 times, we can tell the system to contact that person, contact the agent, so they know there's a property on the hot list that your client wants to look at, and it can ask them whether they need to book an appointment for that property. And this is all in the back end while you're out doing your business. Consider this your admin taking care of all of that for yourself. CRM, and we've been talking about this, the client retention part of it. It has an awesome CRM built into it. We just looked at that. I went backwards. There we go. Awesome CRM built into it. You can have a huge database of clients in here. We have reactive clients. So if you've had clients that you haven't spoken to, we can reactivate that database as well. You can email people or SMS people directly from this database. You can see what listings they've been looking at directly here. You can click on this and it'll take you right to that listing, so you get that insight and everything like that. I should also mention it has a power dialer. So for those callers out there, or those cold callers, it has a dialer built into it. Or if you just need to make some calls along the way through the system, you can do that as well. So my friends, this is a great, great, great way to build upon what Realm has. You are already, if you're a realtor, you should already be using some form of a CRM. And this is, we've looked at this and thought to ourselves, this is a great way to partner not only with great realtors, but with in a business where we're needing to interact more and more with clients. And we have 3 partnerships, as you can see here. The one I'm going to show and talk to you today about is the AI Innovator. You're going to get access to the AI Connects CRM, which we just looked at, the IDX website, course, the mentoring and coaching, listing and buyer packages that is already built and proven and tested, monthly video and email scripts, the curated social media content, market watch reports. I love myself a good report, database management. Of course, we have preferred vendors, training events, and much more. And we have a lot more to offer as well. And of course, for the first 20 people that sign up off of today's webinar, our $500 setup fee will be waived. Visit this website, my friends, AIconnects.com. We'll have a discovery call and talk about your business. This is available for individual agents. This is available for teams. And if you're a broker owner out there, we can also have a conversation on how this can support your brokerage too. Here's what I know is a lot of different apps out there, a lot of different services. I get it. It's a busy place in a busy world, but when you find one or a few services that truly interact with your clients and support your business, everything from admin work to creating and working your database, take a look at it, because we have clients that are using it now and they are having some great success with it. So your CRM, it might be that iPhone 4. I don't know. And you need to upgrade to the iPhone 15. I don't know what it is, or the old Android for my Android friends. I got you. You're on the old BlackBerry. I was there too. Reach out to me and visit AIconnects.com. We'll certainly have that discovery call. If you thought today was of tremendous value, that's just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. I appreciate you tuning in and staying with me for over an hour. There's lots to be excited about our industry, and together we can make this an amazing experience, my friends. I'm going to circle back. I'm going to read all the comments. Thank you so much. And I look forward to talking to you about AI Connect. So again, the first 20 people that reach out to me today will receive that $500 setup fee. That'll be waived, and we'll get you and your business ramping and raving and connecting with clients that you've never seen before, my friends. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And don't be shy. If we're not friends on Facebook or Instagram, reach out to me, send me a note, and we'll connect. Bye for now, my friends.